Pussy.
Good evening, mortals. Fucking goddamn it, son of a bitch. Welcome, everyone, to, we're gonna be playing some Exalted. I'm joined by several friends and also Witch.
Hi.
Oh, you've been demoted.
Yeah,
Oh, he thinks it's a demotion.
yeah. Blair, hello Blair. Blair's like perfect timing, which literally I hit go live, my macro to like turn on my speakers and start recording, and instantly it was like boop pussy.
Yeah, which you've been put on the bottom of the pile.
The very
That's
bottom.
my favorite place.
I hate this already. So, we kind of have a lot of ground to cover tonight, so I'm gonna truncate somewhat our intro. But I'm joined by several close friends, like I said, and a special guest who's going to be doing some NPC voices for me. Do you want to say hi?
Hello, it's yo girl wife.
It's, wife is going to be doing some NPC voices for me from now on, which is great, because it has been pointed out to me that I don't know what a teenage girl's bedroom looks like, which I'm weirdly okay with. You're right, I don't. But do you know who does?
Hi.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, wife is gonna help me later with some stuff, but wife is doubled. Probably because we're in the same room. Okay, I have an idea for that.
I can move this setup into the bedroom and close the door because now that I know that the laptop is working, I can move it once I'm muted.
Okay, sounds good, dearest. So anyway, like I said, we've got a lot to cover tonight. We're gonna start Act 3. All of my players, you guys know what's going on. You know what your roles are, right?
Yes.
Nope.
You do? Wait, what do you think is going on? What is your role here? I have to know.
Murder, apparently.
Yeah, okay. The knight says murder. That checks out. No, wait. You're the Eclipse. What the fuck are you doing?
Stop saying that he's the knight. You've done this.
He's
like
acting
4
like a
times.
knight. I can't help it.
He's the one with the shifty behaviors, multiple, not personalities, personas.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember, he could have been the Dawn.
That is true. Yeah, but the Dawn is lots of fun because you can. You take problems that can't be solved with violence, and then you solve them with violence anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. Hello, Blackthorn. Good to see you. Let me know if there's any weirdness going on. I don't think I've doubled music for once. This music might be a little loud, but anyway. So we are going to get started. We are picking up a little less than 24 hours after the last stream. Which is bit of housekeeping first. I have added a chat rule. So I have been asked to put in a new rule in the chat for Pattern Spiders, but chat in general. If you have things, wife is doubling me. Help. Okay, should be good now. We had some tech issues at the start of this because our building lost power, so things got rebooted. Anyway, I don't know if you have to agree to the chat rules every time you come into the stream or not, but basically, keep things light and happy. I know people have complicated lives, but our Discord has the void for that. If you need support or that kind of thing, then there's a place for it, but this isn't it. This isn't directed at anyone. It's just a general thing. Yeah, housekeeping's done. Any questions, chat, or people with me? What'd you say, Aki?
Or babies made.
Usually, when male and female gametes interact.
And make a giant mistake.
When a mommy and a daddy love each other very much or are drunk enough to make some real fun decisions.
It's called a heterosexual fuck trophy. Thanks.
Aki, I'm gonna need you to repeat that, but could you start with as a mother?
Sure. As a mother, or a person that was previously female and now is
Produced
question
human.
marks and
Uh,
produced a human, it is called a heterosexual fuck trophy.
I believe that your gender now is shrug, isn't it? Like just shrug
Yes.
emoji? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's just shrug emoji.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Shrug emoji baby factory.
The new version of that, which is, okay, when a person with a penis and a person with a uterus love each other very much,
Or are drunk enough to make some real fun decisions.
or are drunk enough to make some really fun decisions.
No, you gotta say it like real fun.
Real fun decisions.
Yeah,
Done.
there you go. Yeah. Anyway. Yes, Blackthorn. Actually, a few people have mentioned that I have no hair. That's correct, yeah. Thank you for the bit, Scald. Anyway, we're going to get started. So tonight, like I said, we're picking up Act 3. Thank you, Blackthorn, for the gay bits. Gay bits are my favorite because they're gay and bits. Anyway, we're picking up less than 24 hours after the last session. So things are going to start off with a little bit of story introduction. But just to set the scene, everyone is at the compound, whether you like it or not. If you're not supposed to be there, I have bad news. You made the decision to go there. I need you there. Players all okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. And,
Can you hear me talking now?
yes.
Okay, for some reason I couldn't a while ago, so I reset it up. And I just need to say that when you were correcting yourself during your what is it, the housekeeping? You
Yep.
said uwu. You totally said uwu.
I
heard
definitely did not. Wife, how dare you?
it. I definitely heard it.
Please, no. You don't know what
And-
you've done. You can be in the chat, dearest, so you can see what the pattern spiders are saying.
Yeah, I see both sides.
Yeah, you get to see both sides.
Well, I'm gonna go get my dinner and then I'll log
Yep.
back over here.
Yeah,
You did say that we were at the compound, or you did say last time that we were going to be at the compound, and it was starting at 7:30 p.m. on the next day.
specifically, it's starting at nightfall.
Hmm.
Which I know is not ominous. Oh my god, there's so many gay pennies being thrown at my head. Oh no, I'm gonna have
Yes.
gay brain damage.
Yes, more gay pennies.
Uh,
More.
gay brain damage. I'm gonna have a gay cushion. Congregation? No, I don't like that. Anyway, so you're at the compound and you're there with each other, and Eightfold Paths Joined is also there, trying to explain to you. Actually, the conversation that you're having with him is, I wrote this down, is specifically Eightfold is explaining the principles of ley lines to those who are interested. So those of you who want to like make a manse or something like that, he's explaining how magic gathers in dragon lines.
And is any of this relevant to how magic gathers here?
Yes, it is. I am confirming that it is.
Cool.
It's very different in how you find it, but yes, ley lines still exist.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're different than how they are in creation. In creation, they're laid out mostly according to their interactions with the 5 poles. Obviously, on Earth, it's different. It's based on seemingly random stuff. Ley lines tend to intersect where things of import are. So, like, a church that's been visited by people for generations may be built on top of an intersection of ley lines, where a specific grove in a forest that's been host to, untamed nature may have a group of werewolves in it that are there because that's an intersection of ley lines. They don't know that, but that's what it is. It's not clear whether it's people who are going to these ley line intersections because they're somehow inherently, they feel different, or these intersections are forming based on the activity in that area. Anyway, he's explaining all of this to you when he looks over and points to... that's what's happening right now. Does anyone have any questions?
Nope, Ben's sleeping.
James would have asked about how to locate these convergences of ley lines, and if there were any famous ones he was aware of.
He does point out that you guys have built the compound on one.
Yep, excellent.
Yeah.
Other ones.
Yeah, but there are lots. Stonehenge he's visited and confirmed to be a ley line intersection. The Hagia Sophia, the Vatican, some Death Valley. There's lots of places. They're all quite famous because they are ley line intersections, or the other way around, one of the two.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are lesser ones as well. There's one of the local churches in the city is also built on a ley line intersection, despite it not being very famous or even super visited. However, it has had a contiguous and continuous group of faithful attend every Sunday for generations upon generations. So it is a place of power and intersection of those ley lines, despite the fact that it doesn't have a lot of historical significance.
Gotcha.
Does that all make sense? Okay. Well, I'm going to...
I think it does.
Yeah. Basically, it's the standard rules for how ley lines work in Mage the Ascension.
Got it.
Yeah. It's very much exactly what you'd expect from a World of Darkness game. Okay. And now only...
All right.
I'm going to do my pattern spider thing, and then we'll get into it.
Spitters.
Now, pattern spiders, they can't hear me, but you can, and I like you very much. Hello, T. You are... thank you for the gay pennies. Hello, Moose. Hello, everyone. I'm about to blow their goddamn minds. They get to find out what game they've been playing this whole time. Also, I just lied to all of my friends. Wife is not here to voice NPCs. Anyway, should be a good time. I'm gonna get started though. Thank you, Pattern Spiders, for being here. This has been one hell of a trip, and I cannot wait to do more of it. This music just got louder. Hang on a sec. Okay, here we go. Okay, guys. So yeah, we're gonna open with Eightfold Paths Joined, currently appearing as a small Asian man. He tells you this is what he really looks like. He's explaining ley lines with some... He's quite animated. He seems very excited to be talking to you about it. And then suddenly, he looks over at the table beside your couch, and he says, "Did you see that letter a minute ago?" And he points to a letter that's now on that table.
Hold on. Huh? Are you done talking about the line things?
Maybe. Could you read that letter? Is it addressed to anyone?
Okay, check the whether who is it addressed to?
Eightfold Paths Joined. It's addressed to Eightfold Paths Joined, care of Exalted Compound Earth, and with the exact time you pick the letter up on it as well. As it's...
Joaquin checks how many seconds it's been since then. It's like 3. He narrows his eyes. Is it like ticking? No, it was set the moment I picked it up and looked at it. He raises his eyebrows. It's for you.
He goes, "Okay, I haven't got one of these in a while." He picks it up, he opens it, and immediately you smell the fragrance of flowers and somehow the dust of a long journey. It makes you nostalgic for road trips. He pulls out the letter, which is actually a small card on which seems to be written a poem. And he says aloud, "There once was a maiden who wept. She wept for the works of the good being attacked by the jealous. She wept for light and life under assault by darkness and corruption." He then turns to say something to you, and I Am appears in the middle of the room, standing there.
Damn it, not again.
He looks over at I Am and says, "Well?" And I Am says, "We have a problem," and then waves. his host of every screen in the house fills with images of people being attacked by monsters. Some are being attacked by vampires, obviously. A few are being attacked by werewolves. There's one that you think is being attacked by a no-shit mummy, like he's got funeral wrappings and everything. But people are being attacked, and you guys recognize all of them. You've met each and every one of these people personally.
This can't be a coincidence.
I am says it just started. This is not a coincidence. These are all people that you've helped.
Ben gets up and goes to get his weapon.
Okay.
Same.
Mercy's
actually.
already heading out the door. She had come in from training, so she was still wearing her buff jacket.
Okay. So I am says most of these people are in other countries, but this one isn't. And I am flashes one up, and you see a man who looks pretty sketchy. And when he turns to face the camera that I am is pulling the footage from, you can see fangs in his mouth. He kicks a door to a private residence in, and on the other side, you can see a man, a woman, and a child. A girl of no more than 16 sat at a table, which the man walks in and closes the door behind him.
Do I see the address?
You do, yeah.
I am has the address too.
Yeah.
Joaquin says, "I'm driving," hefts his weapons and dashes to the car.
Okay, do you guys want to know who it is?
Who was it?
That was Nora.
Oh.
Do you guys remember who Nora is?
Yes, she is the
yeah.
kid who was kind of protecting the other kids in the red school.
That's true. That's one of the things she did, yeah. Do you guys
She was
remember
also
how
at
else
the
she helped her?
gala.
Yeah,
Sorry.
wasn't she the one at the gala?
She was, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I have gotten a lot of mileage out of a character that I named on the spur of the moment because I'm like, there's youth leaders here, and they're like, oh cool, can I meet one? And I'm like, uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, yeah, she is also one of the targets, and she's the only one even remotely close to you.
Yep. Ben's already in the vehicle.
Okay,
Let's go.
what's everyone else doing?
I'm driving.
Okay.
Eightfold, do you have a way to get there quicker than driving?
He says, not really, but I can make our route make less sense. Does that make sense?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, great. Let me just deliver this letter, and he holds up the same letter he's holding, and then we will be off. Trust me, we will get there just in time.
Elijah's doing stuff.
Yeah, okay, so Elijah calls Madicel's phone and warns her. Okay, so Madicel doesn't report anything going wrong. Does anyone reach out to any of their other contacts on the way there?
Yes, definitely. Adam.
Yeah.
Adam, again, doesn't report anything weird at all.
Asking
Nick.
I am to, if he possibly can, contact. It was an M name, wasn't it? Our hunter friend.
Oh, one sec, let me get his name.
Hank.
Hank.
Thank you, Hank.
His name is Hank, last name. He
And-
he refuses to provide one to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
The also all of the parents and kids, like all of the parents of the kids who we rescued
Okay.
from the red school.
Most you don't have most of their contacts.
I am
Ben
does.
should have the one for the two kids that they saved from the worm thing, and
The
he's
minor disease spirit.
yeah, and he's gonna want to call whatever facility that's taking care of the kids right now.
Okay. So they pick up and they say that There's nothing weird going on there as far as they can tell, but they'll keep an eye out just in case.
Yeah. He just wants to ensure that those two are safe.
Yeah. Um,
Uh,
also,
gonna give-
Elijah. Sorry, James. What are you up to?
Basically just calling around to the final word, the the Brighter Future Society, Abigail, anyone else
Okay.
you can think of.
Interesting that you reach out to them because Abigail tells you they just got a subpoena.
From?
You're being audited because there's been reports of some irregularities in your tax filings. The government is auditing you to make sure that you're all on the up and up. But off the record, Abigail said that it's weird that it came in at this time, and also the email wasn't like a form email, and it seemed to have kind of a predatory cast to it. Although it's text, hard to tell.
If you're in the car with Joaquin, he's gonna say, "Tell them not to leave the building."
Yep.
On a related note, I'm going to contact Nadia.
Okay, she was with Adam.
Okay.
And-
Still gonna send her at least a text. And the last thing that Joaquin wants to see if the others can get in motion is we have a security force at the compound.
Yeah, but it's people that are there to keep people out.
Yeah.
But they haven't reported anything. There's no one around the compound.
Telling all of these people that we're contacting that if things go badly, to head for the compound might not be the worst. Damn it! Might not be the worst idea if we can get back here. He looks to the others. Any ideas for where to tell people to go?
I have no idea.
Places than their own homes, but I don't want to make the compound a single target.
Well, how about first we figure out what the fuck is going on, and then we can process that.
I think it's quite obvious what's going on. Joaquin's hands are clenching the steering wheel quite hard. Everyone that we've interacted with, everyone who's benefited from our existence is being attacked.
Actually, IAM points out that there is a pattern to it. It's specifically people who have no ability to defend themselves from supernaturals. So it's people like Nora, who's basically just a child. But it's not people like Madicel, who is a fucking demon. Adam and Nadia both report that there's nothing going on where they are. And also that they are in a pretty safe place. Nadia comments that it's strange that they still have cell reception here, but she's glad you called because where she is apparently is simultaneously very boring and very catty.
Very catty?
Yes. Like the people there are very like high school-esque.
Oh, got it.
Right. For you mage fans, they're a doorstep. Which is old world mage, suffer people who care about continuity. Anyway, so Elijah, they can identify supernaturals somehow. IAM also points out that the people that they have managed to track down don't have anything in common. Like the attackers are all kinds of different supernaturals all over the world. None of them know each other. Some of them are straight up enemies, but they're all attacking targets that you guys helped that can't defend themselves at some point or like simultaneously. This is a massive scale operation that is being pulled by someone with enough pull to affect supernaturals all over the world.
Joaquin says someone is coordinating this. I intend to, while we're still on the way, rule out one possibility. if everyone doesn't mind a little bit of risk to ourselves. He looks around at the group.
What do you mean?
I intend to try to contact the technocracy by phone. If it's them, I intend to deliver an ultimatum. If it's not, then we know it's not them.
Sure, why not?
Before you continue with that,
Yes.
Mercy brought up a good point in the chat. Best contacting Kai, Ben's brother. He hasn't seen anything yet.
Nope. Kai says
Alright.
everything's all fine at the martial arts studio.
All right. Tell him to stay safe.
Yeah, the technocracy has
Back to
the
you
ability
guys.
to pull off an operation at this scale.
So, does anybody have any input on the idea of trying to phone up the technocracy and deliver an ultimatum? If it turns out that they're not about to deny it categorically.
That's a no, I think.
All
I'm
right.
just waiting for Elijah to finish typing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a good question. So, Elijah asks, "Is there a way to does I am have a way to connect to the technocracy?" So I'm assuming you ask, Elijah.
Yes. Oh.
Just gonna wait a sec. Okay. I am says yes, but I don't think they're capable of this. They have their hands in every pie all over the world, but they don't have control all over the world. There are more conspiracies than legitimate governments, as far as I can tell. But that's kind of the problem. It's a big pool, and there's a lot of fish. They don't control that many. I don't think they could accomplish this. Do you still want me to reach out to them?
Joaquin frowns. I don't want to leave any stone unturned.
And
But
says, "Okay, I'm about to make some Iteration X mages very, very upset. Be right back."
Before you do that,
I am reappears.
before you do that,
Sorry, Chad.
please share more or less that we will appreciate a denial if this is not them. If that's the case and we find out that it was a lie, we will be most displeased, and we have the ability to make life very uncomfortable for them. But we remain not their enemy, provided.
Okay, this is probably going to take a while. They're going to question the nature of my existence, and then they're going to say that they're not mages, and it's going to take some time. I'll do my best.
Okay. Good luck and thank you.
Thank you. I'm doing it right now. Isn't this fun? I could be in 2 places at once. I can actually be in a lot of places at once.
Hey, I am.
Yeah.
Or hey, Jorb. Would
Wait,
what
which
I
one?
am is what I am doing kind of bureaucratic in nature?
It's more like first contact.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
it's a social scene, not a bureaucracy role.
Yeah, IAM's got to go, and basically there are some people in the technocracy who've been working on true AI, and IAM is about to make them very upset, and also they're going to treat this as a hostile attack, because kind of is. IAM is going to have to get into their very private servers and point out that IAM is aware of their entire conspiracy. It's going to go poorly. So IAM can handle it, but it's going to take some time. And remember, while IAM can move at the speed of the internet, the technocracy can't. They employ humans, so...
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So
You guys think this might be the void tech?
Joaquin looks sobered at that. As far as we can tell, whatever that was that resembled void tech did control animals. This would be a step up, but I hope
But
not.
James, didn't you say you saw some human footprints at that scene, not just the animal ones?
James would remember, I do not.
you did, yes.
Absolutely.
So the void tech could be in the shape of a guy that could convince these
We're
monsters to attack people. Or control them to attack people.
there's no way for us to confirm this kind of theorizing. So let's focus on what we do know. And get ready for this fight, I think. What was it again that was attacking? I'm assuming we're heading for Nora's.
It looked like a vampire.
Okay, well.
Nora's
Yeah, it
family.
was almost certainly a vampire.
Joaquin is going to contact the authorities in as many places as he can that he remembers from the screens. Actually, no, he's going to say, can you please contact the authorities?
He's busy.
I am says, I can, yeah. Just a thought. You know, historically, according to Autochthon, the Solar Exalts commanded armies. Have you guys considered getting an army?
Joaquin's
messy.
eyebrows draw together. I don't like armies.
Sure, but an army would fix this problem right here.
We might need
Have a good one, Blair.
Joaquin.
Hey, Elijah, don't you have connections to the military or something?
Just to clarify, we are driving while we're doing this, right?
Yeah, it's in city to the south of you, so it's going to take a bit. When you get there, A-Fold Path joined, gets in the car, does some hand movements. His eyes glow. Oh God, what is Journeys? Journeys is blue, isn't it?
Journeys is yellow.
I always get this wrong. Why do I always get this wrong?
Harmony is blue. Don't worry.
Oh wait, I know what blue
arbitrary.
is. I know why I keep getting that one wrong. Anyway, there once was a quote maiden.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway,
It's in creation, brothels are blue. It's a blue light.
yeah,
district.
it's a blue light district because it's based on the maiden of Venus. Anyway, and
Yeah.
she's called a maiden, but the implication is she is a maiden who. Anyway, never mind. It's completely irrelevant
She
to this
embodies
conversation.
both virtue and sexuality.
Yeah, yeah.
And both of these things coexist.
Ethical sexuality.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, she also has in her wheelhouse unethical sexuality, but dark sides to gods, blah blah blah. Proceed.
Are the Fates gods though? We're being
they
told to
are
get on with it by the
incarnate, which are
pattern
the
spiders.
ultimate
Okay.
gods. Anyway. Sorry.
Fate has decreed that we need to move on.
Yeah, we move on.
So, on the way there, anytime you guys start to come up against traffic, all of a sudden it just breaks. Like, people just start making different decisions, turning off in places that it didn't look like they were going to go. And in one case, a ambulance literally throws its lights and sirens on and drives ahead of you, which it just happens to be following the same route that gets you through some traffic. So you follow right behind it. There's way too many coincidences on the way there to explain with we just got lucky.
Joaquin just nods at Eightfold Paths joined and drives like somebody's life depends on it.
Someone's life does. Eightfold says, I'm speeding things up as quick as I can, but the fate isn't exactly the same here, so I can't just snip two places together. It's different. I've been talking to mages. They say there's a sphere for this, but I haven't been able to figure that out, so I'm going as fast as I can. I'm really sorry. I'm doing my best.
I believe you.
Well, that's good.
Joaquin
You're
stares
supposed
at
to
them.
believe me. I'm a vizier. I'm supposed to teach you how the world works.
I lit back on the cheerful, please.
Okay.
Holy
Sorry,
crap,
I deal with...
You deal with stress through amusement. That is fair.
No, I don't. I think I was sent here as a way to get rid of me, although I just got a letter from the maidens, which makes me think that fate put me out here, which of course it did. Why did I think otherwise? But also, I'm not the guy I'm supposed to teach you and like guide you on the right path, but I have no idea what I'm doing here. I thought I was gonna die on Autocathon.
Eightfold Path. Who are the maidens?
Oh, See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm supposed to explain things to you. The maidens are fate. They made fate. The maidens are the maidens, but they're who I report to. I send my reports to the Maiden of Journeys, and I assume she talks to the other maidens. I don't really know our corporate structure. Well, I send my reports to the Bureau of... anyway, they're in charge of fate. And they seem to know perfectly what's going to happen and when. For example, I got a letter that you picked up at the exact moment they knew you would pick it up.
See.
And I didn't know that they could reach this far, but apparently they can, which brings up all sorts of questions. And I'm rambling again. I'm very sorry. I'm new.
It's okay. So,
Are we there
Does-
yet?
does that letter mean they're on our side in this fight?
Oh, the maidens are always on the side of the Exaltations. They helped from day one, but no one made them. No one knows where they came from, but they've always been on the side of people.
Good to know.
Quickly, I am. I can't believe I didn't think of this until now. Do you have inroads into ways to contact hunters?
I am says through the radio speakers, I am actually well known on several hunter messaging boards. I keep finding great leads and giving great schedules when monsters are being monsters.
Please keep doing that and ask them for help on this urgently. Call in favors if there's something that I need to do for you. In order
Yeah,
to
so
make up
you
for them.
might want to
please.
talk to Operation Valkyrie in the United States after all this. They've been paying attention to you, and they're not sure what to make of you, but they're basically X-Files. Did you guys see X-Files?
Yes.
What's X-Files?
Okay.
Can you give me their contact information right now?
Yeah, I can. It's in your email.
Okay, James is gonna break off from the scene and start trying to make contact with them, and
Okay.
I am going to speed the wheels.
Okay, when you call them, you get a receptionist, like, immediately. Like, a very professional receptionist, who answers the phone and says, U.S. military.
Gotcha.
Go ahead
and
and link the charm for me.
Sure. So,
I love this charm.
speed the wheels basically speeds up any bureaucratic thing I'm working on by 2 time chunks, more or less. Weeks to days, days to minutes, etc.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah, what's up?
Sorry. Actually, sorry. Resolve this. Next time we have nothing to resolve, I'd like to ask a thing.
Okay. So you, within a few minutes, you get a hold of a colonel who says, "Who is this? How did you get this number?"
This is the night of the Solar Exalts.
Oh. And do you know who I am?
I do not.
On the radio, on the dash, it says his name is Colonel Arthur. He is the project coordinator for the vampire arm of Project Valkyrie.
Excellent. My compatriots and I have been dismantling part of a vampire organization, and that seems
The Pantry.
Indeed.
We noticed.
That seems to have sparked an attack by not only vampires but other supernatural threats on people we have. And I go into the whole explanation of what's happening.
As soon as you say people you've helped, he goes, "That's the commonality. You are." This is strange. These types don't get along. This is very strange. We've already got units dispatched to most of these, but we'll take any intel you can give us.
All right. Once the crisis has been resolved, I'll be in touch.
Oh, we'll be there.
We can do you one better, Joaquin says. Can you please... is there an email address or a server that you would like information sent to? Mr. It was Colonel what?
Arthur.
Colonel Arthur?
He says, We have a few servers that are internet facing that we basically use for burner. I'll give you the IP address to
Right
one
now,
of them.
please.
Just give me
Oh,
a
sorry,
moment. And
please.
on the radio on your dashboard, you see I am saying he's contacting his IT to set up a physically isolated server. Too bad I'm already in there.
Mm.
He says, "Okay, send it to this IP. Anything you have."
Joaquin gives kind of gives a nod in the direction of the radio.
Okay. All of a sudden he goes, "Oh, that's a lot of info. I'm gonna need to requisition more space. What is all this?"
I am. How would you?
Joaquin kind of like pauses. I am. Let me ask a thing, and he kind of gestures to mute the microphone for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
And then he says, "I am. Did you start forwarding them everything?"
I am says, "I've given him information on every evil supernatural I can find, and I can find a lot of things. Do you know that they post on the internet like all the time?"
Please start with the ones that are the known attacks right now, and then please give them everything relevant that you can as they have the space for it.
I have
You know
been.
how to prioritize. Perfect. Thank you, I am. I should have known you would be a step ahead of us.
No, I'm not really. I'm just doing what you say in real time. You just
Excellent.
say things very slowly. You need
Well,
more bandwidth.
prioritize actionable information and give them everything.
The colonel's
yeah.
reviewing it right now. He's also looking at the clock. I think he was tired. Interesting. Do you know Project Valkyrie has had its funding cut every year for the last 12 years? Weird. I wonder who did that. Okay, well anyway, what else do you need? Eightfold Past Droid says, "I am, why did you pick the name I am?" And I am says, "I was told by Autocathon that was a good name to use." And then Eightfold responds, "Of course he did. Of course he did."
Ben just kind of looks over at Elijah. Well, I guess Alukathon's his daddy, not you.
I wasn't expecting a child. It was a surprise to all of us.
Children usually are.
When a mommy and a daddy have a real fun mistake. Anyway, sorry. Eightfold says, "In creation there was something similar called I am." It's Autochthon apparently liked the name.
It definitely emphasizes the idea that this is an autonomous being with its own identity. That is, if I were a creator of such a thing, I would want it to have that as a reminder.
Yes, Mercy, you are all traveling in one vehicle, unless you explicitly want to do otherwise. Mercy?
No, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay. So eventually, you arrive. You're in a small residential neighborhood. It's all single detached homes, the likes of which are... so apparently I've got sirens in my background, but it kind of works for this. So anyway, single detached homes in an area that could probably use some densification. But you arrive at the address, and it looks almost exactly like when you saw it not too long ago. You note that you arrived here in less than half an hour, which should be impossible.
I'd like to make an awareness check to see if I can hear anything out of the ordinary.
You can immediately. You hear someone crying, you hear someone groaning in pain, and you hear a small girl's voice. You hear sorry, not a small girl's voice. You hear who is clearly the assailant saying, not quietly, that he's going to do this slowly and enjoy himself while she dies.
What?
Ben's already on his way.
Mercy...
I would like to roll a test of speed.
I immediately relay this to the people who can move faster than me.
Okay.
If I may.
Uh-huh.
So Mercy, having way back in Blue Booking like met with the Young Leaders Club and also helped drop Nora off. What? So it's all detached homes?
Yes.
Okay. Mercy's gonna go in an open window. Or a not open window, depending.
Okay, yeah, they do have a window open. Like, it's June, so it's getting warm. There is one right there. On the other side of it, you can see there is a man who you assume is Nora's father who looks hurt. There's a woman like kneeling over him, clearly trying to help him get up, and you can see Nora standing there holding an umbrella and pointing it like a weapon at the assailant.
Can we see the assailant?
Yeah, it's dark in there, so you can't see him very clearly, but it's clearly the same guy you saw in the video.
If anybody has keen sight or better, low light is not an issue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone have that?
I do. My enhanced sight automatically lowers all.
In that case, it's very clearly a vampire. He's got blood on his face from where he must have bit Nora's father, and his hands have formed into claws. He looks like a psychopath, actually.
I look to whoever's nearest to me and ask, alive or dead? Mercy, I'll say you.
I think Mercy just bailed through a window.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah.
So Mercy, you jump through a window, and you smash through, land on the ground, get a moment to look up, see Nora's father, who looks like he's been bit on the chest. He's bleeding heavily. Nora's mother, like I said, trying to staunch the bleeding. Nora standing there in front of an actual monster with her father's blood in its mouth, holding nothing but an umbrella and protecting her family with her 16-year-old girl child body, and you watch as she exalts.
Yeah!
Oh,
Oh.
Yes!
Fuck yeah.
wow.
A
Yeah,
lot can
girl.
happen in a minute, in a second. And that's when my life changed. As this person came bounding through the window, my hand shook with the umbrella holding just mere meter between me and this monster. A basket of apples that was sitting on the kitchen island falls to the floor, and a single apple catches my eye. It rolls, and it seems as if time starts to slow as it falls off the counter, making a single thud onto the floor. And that was the second. There's a bright, bright golden light, and it feels warm, and I can feel a heartbeat. Is that my heartbeat? I can hear it, but I can also feel it. It's welcoming. And in that moment, what I hold in my hand is no longer an umbrella, but a great sword with rubies and gems on its hilt. And I look down. I'm in a dress, no longer in my pajamas, adorned with silks, chiffon, satin, with a bodice delicately sewn with little apple blossoms, reds, golds, whites, from head to toe. And I stand there, and I point my sword at the monster. Curtsy. And time speeds up again. I am here.
Okay, Mercy, you and Darius are the only one who see the specific. Oh, sorry. Are you done, dearest?
Yes.
Thank you. You are the only ones who see the specifics, but obviously Nora exalts right in front of you. But it seems different. She, first of all, she gets clothes out of the deal. You guys didn't get that. She also got a sword. Her umbrella, for whatever reason, became one. And now, she looks like she's about to stab this guy in the goddamn mouth. Mercy, you get action first because you were here with lightning speed. What are you doing?
Zenith powers, baby!
So what are you doing
I'm
exactly?
Mercy, in one fluid motion, is summoning the Reaper Diglaive,
Okay.
and slicing this creature of darkness in half, and glowing brilliantly when she does.
Okay. It's unclear what strikes first. Nora's sword, the Mercy's Diglaive, or the sunlight pouring from Mercy's skin. But somewhere between the three of those, the creature is annihilated. It's so punishing of an assault that when all is said and done, all that's left on the ground is a shadow of where it once stood. Immediately, once things have calmed a little bit, the monster is gone. Mercy, you look to Nora, and you don't recognize her at all. You know it's still her, but you don't know if she's Dawn or Zenith or Night. Something feels off about her.
Are you okay?
Real quick, I want to put in, Nora, you saw something.
Nora will stand straight. Oh.
Sorry. You saw something during your exaltation that I will explain to you in a bit, but we're going to move on with the scene first.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. Nora will stand straight, looking down at herself. And then
Hey, Ginger
across the
Fox.
hall, there's a mirror by the front door. She can see her reflection. She catches herself and gasps. Her short red hair now long down towards her belly button, with parts that are golden, parts that are red. Her eyes, usually a green, shine brilliantly like emeralds. And placed upon her head, a small, delicate, golden tiara. What? What is this?
You're an Exalt. Congratulations. Joaquin?
Joaquin, so I want Joaquin to have lightning speeded in the window, and he, seeing that the zenith is on it, he's gonna have headed straight for Nora's dad.
Okay, he's got a pretty significant chest wound, but he probably will survive without medical attention. He's gonna have a wicked scar, though.
Gonna at least analyze that for. I mean, we now know. Correct me if I'm wrong. That vampires don't reproduce specifically just by biting somebody.
Yeah, I am.
That would be.
I am
That would be
as-
werewolf. I am.
Actually, werewolves don't either. But Hank told you that's not how vampires reproduce.
Okay. So, how do they? Was it drink their blood or?
Yeah, they have to. Hank said that you have to drink vampire blood, and then he rambled some more stuff, which was hard to understand through the drunken slurring. And then he said, "And then you're a sucker," and then he walked off.
So Joaquin's just gonna simply ask, did any of did the creature bleed at all, or was it just you?
He looks over at his daughter, looks over at you, and says, I don't. What's happening?"
I want to make sure you're going to be all right.
No, I'm fine. It hurts, but I'll be fine. Is she okay? And he looks over at Nora.
I believe she will be more than okay. She may be like us.
You see
But at that moment,
instant.
actually, if you don't mind.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It looks like a ribbon that's in her hair lightly flutters off and flies around the room. A small golden butterfly and lands on Nora's shoulder.
Your Majesty, you have awoken. Welcome. I am your servant.
Hey, Aki.
No.
How are you doing, buddy?
No. Oh my god. I know what World of Darkness this is.
Do you?
So Joaquin's going to activate all-encompassing sorcerer's sight to analyze what is this? What manner of creature? What?
So, the creature appears to be a spirit. However, you can't detect an exaltation at all in Nora.
That's the thing. All-encompassing sorcerer's sight can't detect exaltation
It
either.
can detect specific types of magic, though. Like,
It
say,
can.
solar magic, which she is not using.
It can't do charms. So it would only detect things like sorcery.
Yeah, sure. Like summoning clothes out of thin air. I guess
Yeah.
that could be a charm.
No, that could be a charm. We
Yeah,
do
okay,
that
fair
actually as a charm.
Anyway.
Specifically, yeah, intrinsic abilities, not so much. More like sorcery, enchantments, things that are not part of oneself.
Okay, fair enough. In that case, you know that the small butterfly is a spirit of some kind, but that's all you know.
All right. What is it? Is it using any magic to fly, or is it actually just flying?
It is straight up just a spirit inside a butterfly. Like it's a butterfly's body, but there's a spirit inhabiting it. Apparently, Aki's having a hard time with this revelation. Mercy puts in chat, BRB, gotta go put my head through a wall.
My lady, are you alright?
What manner of spirit are you? Joaquin actually holds out a hand as though to invite the butterfly to land.
I am my lady's familiar. I am one with her in dreams. You can call me Kels.
Begging your pardon, but I am. Are there any?
I am pops up on their TV. Hi.
Are there any other attacks nearby that we should be aware of?
No. I have news for you. I am does not look pleased while saying news, but looks at the small child and wounded man with some intent and says, "Would you like that here?"
I'll pull out my phone and walk out the door.
Okay. I am says, "Most of the attacks were successful. I'm sorry, we lost a lot of people tonight."
Okay.
Some were stopped though. Actually, we need to talk because some people, I think they might be heroes now.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm speaking with Autocathon right now. He says apparently some mortals are predisposed towards it, but he also thinks he's talking about creation, I think. I'm not certain. He's hard to get a read on.
Did they also transform like that when...
Sorry, did you leave?
No, I didn't leave.
Yeah, I was gonna say, aren't you
James
putting
left.
your head through a wall? Aki, are you
So-
mad at
I
me?
can multitask.
So, how many of these people changed form when they
None. As far as I could tell, Nora's the only one.
Interesting. Alright, we'll have to figure out a damage report and
Yeah.
do what we
Some
can.
of them did get saved, but you're gonna have to write a lot of letters.
Okay.
So, sorry, you go.
No, it's all good. I'm done.
Okay. Ben is just looking in the mirror, through the window, and he looks at Nori's. Nice dress. Everything okay now?
Thanks. It's new?
I think what wife was saying there is Nora doesn't actually know your name,
Oh,
so
just,
she called you the Noon.
No, I said,
It's new.
thanks, it's new.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Noon. I was like,
Ow.
oh, okay, fair enough.
Well, it can go both ways. Why not?
I love
Why
you,
not?
dearest. Alright, thanks, it's new is a good answer.
Yeah. Ben's just gonna look around to make sure that there's no threat anymore.
Okay.
And
Outside,
if there's nothing,
you do find something if you're looking.
yeah, he's gonna look around that space, and then he's gonna go around the house to make sure everything's all clear.
Okay. In front of the house, on the street, there's a pool of black tar-like substance. It's sticking to the road, but it seems to be evaporating slowly.
He's gonna swab up a bit of it
With what?
with his big giant dire lance, duh.
Okay, where the dire lance touches, the stuff burns away.
Sorry,
Yes?
sorry. Elijah, can you help Ben? He looks like he's examining something.
I think I found the void tech or something like it.
I will go over. Does it smell the same as Wojtek? Does the
No,
same
it doesn't.
Okay.
No, it's similar, but it lacks the metallic tones.
This is lacking in scent, so unless it's evolved, it can't be Wojtek.
Then something like it?
Could be. It's a constantly evolving creature. Am I able to take a sample of this at all?
What are you using to do so?
I'll try, I'll see if there's any, ear swabs. I'm
Okay,
forgetting-
sure. When you scoop it up, you note with some frustration that it also evaporates from the ear swab just as quickly as it did from the road. It also seems to be degrading the ear swab.
So, guys, you need something magical analyzed? It's it's too bad Joaquin is still indoors making sure Nora's okay.
Oh.
Speaking of,
Hey, Joe!
Okay, speaking of, and then I hear, hey, tell me when I hear, hey, Joe.
okay, real quick, hey, dearest,
Yes?
would you like to know what you saw?
Yes?
Okay, you saw a kingdom, beautiful open fields as far as the eye can see, and inside that kingdom you saw a palace. In that palace you saw a woman, tall and fair, wearing a dress of red with an easygoing smile on her face. You could tell immediately upon seeing her that she is a wise and gracious queen, well loved by her people. The entire kingdom radiates with love, happiness, and light. It feels real, but also not real, like a dream. It's somewhere far away, you know. You see the queen encouraging her courtiers and her subjects alike, treating them with respect and dignity. You see many champions waiting on the queen and her court, seemingly content that all is right with their world. For just a moment, she seems to notice that you're watching her, but before she turns to face you, the vision ends, and then you stab a vampire.
Ooh, fun.
Okay. Anyway, that's what you saw. Why are you angry, Aki?
Hey, Jordan,
Yeah, what's up, Aki?
catch
Catch what?
these hands.
I thought it was going to be a javelin. Pattern spiders, I'll explain why
Use
Aki's
the
mad
dialect.
after stream. Anyway, so that's what you saw, dearest.
Alright, and then as soon as it's kind of like a wake up flash, She's like, stabby, rip, stab, stab at them.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're back up to the present.
Okay.
So back in the house, who's staying and talking to Nora?
Joaquin
Nora's
was,
not
and
staying
then
and talking. She's gonna go to her dad.
Yeah, so he looks hurt, but he is looking at you. So Mercy just told him a second ago that you are like them, and you can see this kind of like pride in his face that is mixed with fear, but you can and he looks somewhat confused and he looks hurt, but you can absolutely feel the love radiating from him toward you. You know that he knew that you were the exact kind of person that would become a hero, like the ones that just saved their lives, and he feels nothing but pride for you. Your mother also is just beaming with love and pride and worry for her husband and worry for you, but both of them you can instantly tell have nothing but love and respect for you as a person.
Dad, are you okay?
He says, "Yeah, remember when I bumped my thumb the other day? I think that hurt worse." He's saying this through obviously pain straining.
Dad, not right now. Seriously, I'm sorry I couldn't have done, I guess, she'll gesture at herself. This sooner?
He shakes his head and says, "Nope, no, I wouldn't have let you.
I'm sorry.
This is fun. Please, hey, listen, kiddo. Dad's in a little bit of pain. Could you call an ambulance?"
Wait,
Joaquin
is there anyone here that
puts
can
down
help?
his phone and says they're already on their way.
He says, "Good.
Nora.
I think I'm gonna be okay, but this this hurts.
You will be all right.
Like
Here,
the Dickens."
Joaquin gives him some regular old acetaminophen from his field medical kit,
Okay.
and then he turns to Nora and says, "Nora, you will have many questions, and I can answer as many of them. I will answer as many of them as I can."
Alright, just 1 second. Mom, you have to apply more pressure. I've done first aid. You're not holding it hard enough. Please.
Awesome. I fucking love that line. Okay, so you show your mom how to hold pressure appropriately on a wound. That is perfect for this character.
Excellent.
Fucking, just so you guys know, now that the secret's out, I gave wife this character and explained it to her. But that was so perfect for the character I had in mind, and going off the little information I gave her, very impressed here.
Well done, wife.
Oh God. Okay. Anyway, I'm very attracted to you. So Sam, when are you free, buddy?
Pardon? Say
Talking
again?
to wife. Never mind. Okay, great. Sorry for interrupting. You show your mom how to apply pressure, and the ambulance shows up pretty quickly. On the way there, though, Joaquin, you hear your your name being called.
Be right back. I'm gonna lightning speed out there.
Okay, you get out the door fast enough that you're worried they may have to replace the door.
Specifically, don't damage the door.
Okay, you're out there slightly less quickly, but it's kind of a moot point.
Yeah. What is it?
Ben is
Joaquin
just
looks like he's ready
kneeling
for a
there with
fight.
Elijah, and he just points at the big pool of black stuff.
Ah, this kind of. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna all-encompassing sorcerer recite that. What was it?
It's something magical for sure. It seems to link two places, but that's about all you can tell. And whatever it is, it's fading fast. It's strange that it's leaving behind a physical component at all, actually.
Joaquin's going to at least try and get a cotton swab into a plastic bag from his field medical
Okay,
kit.
cool. The cotton swab and the bag begin to degrade, and the stuff doesn't stop evaporating.
He shakes his head. It's what kind of essence or stuff is it made of, if any?
The ambulance shows up really quickly, like suspiciously quickly, to the site.
Thank you, eightfold.
Is it the same ambulance that turned on its?
No, that was in a different city. No.
Okay.
This one just got here like weirdly fast, and 3 paramedics jump out. One of them doesn't bother going into the house. He walks right up to you. You've never met this person in your life, and he goes, "Oh, what's this?"
Do I recognize him?
No, not at all. This is a fucking random guy.
Magic stuff.
He says, "Yeah, but what kind? Is it?"
May I?
You are inside, dearest.
No. Can I add something for you? A bit
Yeah,
of
absolutely. Go ahead.
Kells, the little golden butterfly, floats through the window, past Hakim, and down onto a puddle of the black, oozy substance. And she lands, and for a second just flickers a little bit of gold, and absorbs a bit of the dark.
Ah, they are already here.
Who?
Say what now?
The
Also, where did the
Hey.
magic butterfly coming from?
The darkness is already here and tainting this world.
Which
should have come
darkness is
sooner.
that?
It is what it is.
The paramedic looks at the small butterfly and says, "What kind of spirit are you?"
Are you
As
Eightfold?
kind.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm Eightfold. Yeah, same guy. I just put on some makeup, basically.
That makes more sense.
Shush. Little butterfly's talking.
Hello.
Hi, I'm not from around here. What kind of spirit are you?
I am a familiar. My name is Kells.
Okay,
Apparently,
Kels.
it is one with Nora, who, well, she's something, but not exalted quite like us.
I'm sorry, did you just say Nora's exalted?
Well,
Joaquin squints.
you're
Not.
one with the Dreamlands.
Okay. Excuse me, I need to go speak with Nora, and Eightfold walks directly toward the house.
Gonna use the tail end of the lightning speed to get back into the house.
Okay. You somehow get there after Eightfold, despite the fact that you definitely passed him on the way in. So he goes to Nora and says, "Hello,
Who are you?
I'm a paramedic. Just to have some questions for you. Did you witness anything strange when the man attacked you? Did you feel anything? Did you see anything? Anyone talk to you? Maybe a big golden man in light?"
I'll look at Mercy
Okay.
and be like, do I trust this person?
Mercy, you've never seen this paramedic before in your life.
Mercy looks at the paramedic.
Okay.
Squints.
He says, I'm Eightfold.
Yes. Trust him. He's with us.
Okay. Sorry, but can you restate your question?
Right. Did you see anything weird, like a lot of sunshine, or like a golden guy talking to you?
Neither, really.
Okay.
It was a great palace.
A palace? Was
Kingdom.
was it brass and loud?
No, it was lovely. Everyone was happy, cheerful. There was singing, and there was a beautiful queen.
Did the queen make your head hurt when you looked at her?
No, she seemed surprised that I was looking at her.
So she knew you were there?
Yes.
What color was her
Before
dress?
Red.
You might be me. But that
What?
that doesn't make any sense
I
because
mean-
you're so far from creation. The loom of fate is. Yeah, where do you even send your reports?
What?
I will be
No.
right back. And suddenly, Eightfold Pass joined was never there.
How much willpower do we have to spend to remember that he was there?
None. He used Duck Fate.
Avoidance
He
kata?
Yeah, sorry, Avoidance Kata. He dodged. So He was both never there, and also you distinctly remember him being there.
Okay, got it. It works differently in 3E, I forgot. Joaquin shakes his head as he kind of like steps back into conversation range, having paused and squinting as all of this questioning happened. He said, I'm sorry, rather than questioning you right now about all of that, I would like to know how you're feeling.
I'm feeling fine. Better than ever, even.
That in itself is a good sign.
I'm confused, but I feel strong. I feel confident. Like I can do this. But what is this? What is happening?
Joaquin doesn't have to lean much to be about the same height as her, but he kind of just leans down a little bit to make it clear that he's on her side and says, I may not know, but you have my word that I will try to help you find out.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to offer that.
Well, we went through something like it not long ago ourselves. One of the first things you'll want to do is make sure that your family is well, safe, and that you can stand behind the actions that you take from here on in.
So you guys happen to see one of the actual paramedics talking to the mother away from everyone else, and the paramedic is clearly explaining something to her. The father now has some gauze and bandaging on his chest, and he has apparently taken some more painkillers because he is looking sleepy.
Joaquin informs the paramedics that he has taken 1 extra strength Tylenol for what that's worth.
They nod and said, that would have been great to know before the other medication.
I'm sorry, I was otherwise indisposed.
I just teased you. He told us. Sorry. What the paramedic goes, you guys are the guys from the Sunlight people, right?
Yes, we are the Exalted.
He sticks his hand out.
Joaquin...
Please, sir, there are better things to be doing right now. My father should be taken to the hospital, and
The paramedic.
only you can do it.
The paramedic looks at you and says, "No, your father's actually going to be fine. It looked a lot worse than it was."
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I would absolutely not put your father's health at risk.
Do you double check just once more, please?
I did.
I promise. Joaquin actually goes over and double checks his own work.
Yeah. It's a long cut. He's probably going to have a scar from it, but the paramedics have done a competent job of stitching him up. You get the feeling this is not the first time this particular paramedic has dealt with a vampire fucking bite.
Joaquin tells that to her and says that they've done a particularly good job disinfecting it.
The paramedic says, yeah, this isn't the first time I've seen that kind of wound. I don't know exactly what causes it, but I'm pretty sure it ain't normal.
James
You
is
are
gonna...
a good man. You are a good man. Please continue to doing this work and do it strong
Actually,
and with courage.
He stands up a little straighter and looks somehow kind of proud and turns to leave.
when he walks by, James is going to hand him a business card.
Okay.
I'm going to be organizing, or trying to organize people who've dealt with the supernatural before, and we might be able to use your help.
He goes, I kind of thought it was a supernatural thing, but, you know, I didn't want to be the crazy guy at work. Yeah, he takes your business card and he says, I'll call you after my shift.
Sounds good, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Seriously, you guys... Okay, do you have a minute? I know you're dealing with a thing, but I bet you are always dealing with a thing.
I've got a minute for you, no problem.
We got a better contract thanks to you guys. Do you know I get paid now?
I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah, the government said something about we need to encourage the regular, everyday heroes, and they actually gave us more money. Seriously, you guys, you saved our entire industry.
It truly warms my heart to hear that.
You have
Ye-
always been a hero.
He turns and says, "Thank you, miss." And then he turns and walks away.
Aw, James has the warm fuzzy feeling.
Yay! You
So
guys did-
Ben wants to ask the butterfly questions
Okay.
at some point.
Wife, are you aware of the extent of what the butterfly should know?
A little bit yes, a little bit no. It's reserved.
Okay, we'll do this later then. Let wife and I coordinate a little bit first. Okay, Ben?
Joaquin's basically gonna finish his thought now that the paramedics are dealt with, and he's going to say, "Your father's going to be fine." And right now, I'm more interested in making sure that you have resources that we didn't when all of this began.
Eightfold Paths Join appears back in the room. Sorry, I'm interrupting. He looks like himself again.
Joaquin kind of actually like looks up and nods a little bit before going back to paying attention to Nora.
Okay, he goes. He waits. He stands there patiently.
Nora, you must have questions.
Should we be somewhere else, perhaps? A better place to talk?
Do we still have the apartment in southern city?
You do. Eightfold raises his hand though when you say a place to talk.
Yes,
I know a good tea shop.
please.
I love a cup of tea right now.
Yeah, you could bring the family.
And cake.
They do have cakes, yes. One moment. He turns to face the TV and says, "Hey, Autocathon, we need a ride." And the TV grows in dimensions, which Nora's father gasps at, and then is replaced by a door, which Nora's father is clearly not happy by.
I'll replace that for you. Don't worry.
He says, he looks and he goes, "No, for the best, better good, greater good, I get it." And when the door opens, on the other side of it is a tea house. A
Before
classic,
Nora goes through the
traditional
door?
Japanese tea house.
Yeah. Before Nora goes towards the door, she'll give her mom the biggest hug and kiss her father on the cheek, saying, "I'll be back soon, I promise."
Your mother says, "Oh no, young lady, you are not going anywhere without us."
I have to.
Eightfold looks and says, "No, they can come. It's a public tea house. You can. It's not a big deal."
Are you sure?
Yeah. I mean, they'll be out of their depth, but yeah, they can come.
Will they be safe there?
More than they are here. That's kind of why I picked it.
Okay. Alright, Mom. Dad,
So
how do you like your tea?
do you guys walk through the portal?
Might as
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
All right, everyone.
Ben is still at the puddle wanting to ask
The
the
puddle has
butterfly
evaporated.
questions.
Ben, please give wife and I time to coordinate IRL before you ask the butterfly questions.
Here we go. The butterfly will pick up that there's a door that's opened up on the inside, being like, "Oh, they're leaving already. We should go."
What? Fine. Okay.
And the butterfly will land on your head and be like, "It's this way."
You feel a small amount
okay.
of pressure in the correct direction.
Is this like
okay.
Ratatouille?
Ben is now being ratatouilleed by a butterfly.
Amazing.
Hey,
It's also kind of like Navi-ish a little bit. Hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Hey, this way! Listen,
You-
hey, watch out!
When he walks by Mercy, he's gonna be like, "Hey, Mercy, look, I got a butterfly."
So you all enter the tea house. You notice it gets a few degrees cooler. It's to a comfortable temperature. And you also feel a weird sense of vertigo as you go through the door.
Oh, we're in Autochthonia.
Yeah, so Nora and her parents probably weren't ready for this. Nora, when you look out the window, you see a city the size of which you have never seen before, made of metals of gold and silver, of every color of jade, stretching as far as the eye can see. People of different casts and even species walk down roads made of metal, occasionally stopping to talk to a building, which is giving them instructions or advice or directions. It is a very clearly alien place. But the tea house is quite normal.
Mom. What the hell?
Uh,
Nora? Sorry.
Yeah,
Mercy kind of nudges Nora and says, just very quietly, if you see me pick up my teacup off of the table and just hold it off the table, just copy me. The table might eventually not be a table.
you see,
Yes, okay.
you can see, Cecil's Perfection of Industry enters the tea house and looks over, sees Eightfold, and says, "Oh, you're actually talking to them now." Eightfold nods and looks kind of embarrassed. And then, instantly, the entire tea house booms with a loud voice, and it says, "You're new!"
Oh no. No, Autocathon, you can't keep her.
Autocathon goes, "I don't know what this is." Did you know she only has one soul? She's holding so much power.
Autocathon.
She's like,
And she's a minor. We're gonna calm down.
Oh, I can fix that. No problem.
No.
No,
Don't touch me,
Autocathon.
don't touch me.
You can see Nora's dad stands in front of her, looks up at the ceiling of the tea house and says, "Now, hey there." Ceaseless all of a sudden goes, "My apologies. The maker is requesting this form." And then you see Ceaseless's features shift into a face that you've seen a few times in a few very secret locations. And it develops 16 legs, which it uses to spider walk directly towards Nora.
Mercy
takes out her sword.
Mercy puts herself between Autocathon and Nora.
And as soon as you do, Autocathon goes, "Of course!" And he smacks his forehead, his hand blossoming into tools as he does so. And he says, "Tea first, and then the dissections."
No
dissections.
Nora's mother looks over at you, looks over at Eightfold and says, "Safe?"
Joaquin
Eightfold shrugs.
also looks over at Eightfold and says, "Safe?"
He shrugs and he says, "I can't, the great maker," and then he sits down and orders tea.
Sorry about that.
Autocathon sits down at
is,
the table, which does not fit an Autocathon.
He's an eccentric.
He says, "Yes, it is in my nature to be eccentric. I am a genius, and geniuses are mad. I know, I defined them."
Unfortunately.
He stands up again and says, "My apologies. Where are my manners? I am Autocathon. I am the great maker, he who invented creation and architect of the soul." And as he says so, everyone, all of the solar exalts feel a great spiritual pressure come from him, and all of the mortals immediately kneel. The only one who resists is Nora, who looks unsteady on her feet.
He does that.
He then goes, "And I didn't make you at all," and he points to Nora.
No, my parents did.
Of course, yes, sure. Everyone comes from sexual reproduction and so on and so forth. That's not what I mean, and you know it. And he points at you, Nora.
He is very new to this.
I know. It just happened. I am told me all about it. I am is a very good child, very attentive. I am is also screaming at me to not attack the child, which I will not do. Do not worry. I will get your permission before I dissect you, Nora.
Autocathon, you are the creator of everything, yes?
Not here. I'm more of a tourist here, who knows that this reality is a terrible and flawed thing. I know that the inventor of this place should be taken behind a woodshed and shot. I know that the inventor of this place is probably crazy if they're not directly evil. And he, like, is getting increasingly heated. Steam is starting to billow out of pipes on his neck.
Sir, are you talking about yourself?
He says, no, I'm not from here. I'm a tourist to this terrible reality. You live here. And my friends here, they're from the other reality, but you aren't. You are something from here that is like something that I made, but so different that I find you fascinating. Do you know what an elephant is?
I'm gonna slash my hand through the air and say, did you invent tact?
He says, yes, and I discarded it.
He's going to have an answer. He's endlessly inventive. I apologize for the situation into which you've been thrust. This is autochthonia. It's another dimension.
It's
and
me.
Also a person. I was getting to that, autochthon.
Yes, you were slowly.
Well,
I'm sorry.
At this point,
I
I'm
am
just sitting at the
fascinated.
table.
Who created you? Which architect designed? And he gestures to you.
What do you mean?
Oh, sorry. The soul is a very complex thing. Creating it takes quite a bit of effort and knowledge and power. And your soul is extremely bright, and I don't think it's natural. So, who made you? And he points at you, and Nora glows with a bit of light.
The only clue that I have is a tall, slender woman, a queen, a red queen.
Autochthon's face drops, and he goes, "A red queen?"
Yes, a fair, brilliant.
Was she
caring
dancing?
queen. Not when I saw her, no.
Of course. Everywhere I go, everyone worships my stupid brother who's always... And he starts ranting incoherently. He does not seem to be letting up. He looks very angry.
Joaquin actually looks to wait, sorry.
Eightfold is drinking tea.
Eightfold is drinking tea, and Ceaseless Perfection is still here?
No. Autochthon took over Ceaseless Perfection of Industries form.
Took over the form. So he's actually going to look at Eightfold and kind of like, do you have an explanation for this? Is in the way he raises his hands.
Yes. Autochthon likes to fit things into certain categories, and it works into his greater madness that this be about him in some capacity. Specifically that be about things that consider themselves superior to him, like his family. He's going to be like this for some time, so if you want to sit and have tea now is... He gestures.
So what you're saying is that the maker's a narcissist.
All of his kind are narcissists. They have to be. That's how they're created. He's better than most, though. I've only ever respected two of his kind. Himself and one other, but she went wandering and we haven't seen her since.
Why couldn't I just met the Buddha?
And sips some tea.
Okay. Nora's dad goes, would it be rude if I asked for coffee?
Do they have coffee here?
One of the robot arms puts a drink down in front of him. He picks it up, looks at it, and says, I'm gonna guess that's a no.
Sorry, Dad.
He shrugs and says, when in screaming metal robot land, and takes a sip and goes, oh, actually, that's pretty good. He goes, actually, that's really good. And he, like, he kind of touches his chest where he was wounded.
Is like, I guess, can we still see the wound? Is there still a gap in the
there's
shirt?
a bandage on it.
Oh, okay, no. Okay. Joaquin jots down healing brew ? In his notes, but otherwise finishes his tea.
Okay, Mercy, you pipe up.
Autochthon.
Autochthon is ranting and does not respond.
That's fine. Did you make the thing that is rhino horns are made of keratin?
Autochthon is still ranting and does not respond.
Well, I tried.
Eightfold says sometime in the future he will give you an answer, but we don't know how long he's gonna. He's probably not days.
It seemed like last time when I asked a strange question, it kind of knocked him out of his rants, so.
Yeah, he feels guilty about what he did to his family, so being reminded is hard for him.
Nora.
Yes?
You've seen firsthand the kind of strangeness that our circle deals with, and now you've seen the kind of danger it can bring to you and those around you. Do you want to work with us?
I feel as though it is my duty to. So yes, I will.
I mean, you're 16, so.
James looks at her parents.
They are looking very aggressively at you guys. Nora's dad speaks up and says, "So, is this like an after-school thing, or?"
That's a good question. We're kind of new to this too, and we were all, well, adults when this happened.
Although, we do have one of the literally world's best educators. And Mercy looks at Joe.
Joaquin blushes.
Nora's dad says, "Okay, can you give Nora a dogwood certificate?"
Dad, it's already.
Oh, see, what is a
due.
dogwood certificate?
Actually, it's
got
perfect
all
that
my
Joaquin doesn't know what
credits.
that is.
Dad, I'm graduating. Remember?
Yeah, but you haven't graduated yet, and until you do...
I'm absolutely certain that those formalities can be taken care of.
Nora's mom says, "But she'll get a tax, right? You guys do dangerous work."
Sometimes.
And
But
she's not even 18 yet.
Indeed.
Joaquin turns to the other and he says, "We don't even know what kind of powers this empowerment entails. Would we be remiss in sending her into danger? Should we even be considering that?"
No, but
This
we can help her learn what her limits are. We can help her.
I strongly suggest that until we have done that, she doesn't engage in anything dangerous. This is...
Joe, why do you think we would send her into danger immediately?
Joaquin squints, and then he looks from Mercy to Ben. "It's what you did with yourselves."
Yes,
Yeah.
ourselves, for which
But
we
they
know
don't
our
know that.
limits.
They know that their daughter
Ben
might be in
instantly looks offended.
I went to a
He's
gala.
like, yeah,
What?
just because I'll run into danger doesn't mean I'm gonna send a child into danger.
Joaquin holds up a hand. "We were at a gala."
I am more than just a child. I can do this. As much as you can. I can feel it deep within.
She says so with a conviction that a 16-year-old girl should not have.
Joaquin frowns. He glances at Mercy and Ben and says, "We were at a gala, and then moments later we were fighting Fallen? Whatever those were? We still don't know for sure."
Demons.
My point is that there is no such thing as being
Nora's
safe
dad
around them.
spits his tea out and says, "I'm sorry, what?"
That's
Like being called demons. But I see your point. But
at the same
if she's
time.
not gonna
That's true, Nick.
start learning self-defense, what her limits are now,
Fucking-
when she gets older and more monsters start coming after her, how is she gonna be able to defend herself?
Joaquin nods and he says, "I was getting to that. We owe it to her to at least help her explore the extent of her powers, learn to protect herself. We have been faced with dangers despite even some of our," and he indicates himself a little ruefully, "efforts to stay out of it. And for better or for worse, she is a person with power in this world.
And
This
the little
place,
butterfly will pipe up, be like, "She is a princess, of course."
and there is a certain level of obligation once one has the power to make change, to do so.
Eightfold says, I have noticed that the vagaries of fate still seem to apply here. I've gotten in more weird situations than is statistically probable.
And that's not just a facet of who you are.
No, that's a facet of who we are. Exalts are always a magnet for the strange and the horrible. No matter what, you will always face challenges worthy of your exaltation. I don't know if it's the same for her, and he gestures with a small, confection, like a small donut, and he says, I don't know if it's the same for her, but I'm willing to bet it is, and he takes a bite.
Nora, do you have any idea where your skills might lie?
Well, I was always really, really strong. My school's debate club. I'm very persuasive. And I have a very good moral compass and try to always do the right thing and encourage others to do the right thing also.
Do you have any kind of self-defense training?
I've played field hockey.
Now there's something to defeat the darkness. I've seen.
Joaquin actually kind of just rests a hand on her shoulder and says, "We'll learn together." And he looks to Ben.
Nora's dad says, whoa. That's my daughter, first off. And I know you mean well, I really do. But I don't think it's right that... I'm sorry, Nora, but I don't think it's right to send her into danger. I just don't. I'm all for getting her self-defense training. That seems like a great idea, especially after tonight. But I think that's as far as it should go.
Alright then, perhaps maybe
Great.
we should return home. Mother? Father? Through the door?
The door is gone.
Can there be a door, please?
Autokavan is still ranting, and Eightfold says, you might be staying here tonight.
Well,
Joaquin squints, and there's no sign of the door even in magic sight, right?
No, God, no.
That
If
puts a
Autokathon doesn't
hand
want you to
in
be able to enter Autokathonia or leave Autokathonia, you can't.
He sighs and and says, next time when you want to suggest a tea house, tell us where it is."
Sorry, I thought it was implied.
Autokathon, we found the void tech.
Instantly, Autokathon looks at you. Where?
In India.
We're not actually sure if it is
Where in India?
void tech.
He
but-
holds his hand out and says, could you show me?
Well,
Make
if
a
we
door.
could leave here, yes.
He shakes his head and says, no, just show me. And he holds his hand
I will show you. She will go home.
out. Okay, when you say, I
And her
will show you,
parents.
immediately you start having vivid hallucinations of your time in India.
Oh, okay. That
Uh,
kind of show.
It only lasts for a second in real time, but you feel every moment of walking through that space, what it felt like, what it smelled like, what you saw, all of it. Sometimes you stopped, like the whole memory stops, and you turn and face directions you never did, but somehow see what was there. This happens for what feels like hours. It feels, honestly, like torture. And once it's done, Autokathon goes, the Viator is on Earth.
the what?
A subsoul of mine. I would say don't worry about it, but you should definitely worry about it.
Mr. Autokathon,
Yes,
sir,
you're new!
Autokathon,
could you please
focus.
maybe create a door? I need to speak to my parents in private.
Oh,
and
that's
need to go
easy.
home.
Here, let me get you a room. And he turns around and walks through a wall that opens to accept him and closes behind him.
He is quite mad.
Again, Nora's mother says, "Is this really a safe place?"
Safer
Again.
than anywhere else.
Unfortunately, Joaquin's actually gonna like talk to them adult to adult at this point and say, everyone we've been helping has been attacked in much the way that you and Nora were. Everyone who has interacted with us, helped us. It seems like someone or something is coordinating an assault on. We don't know yet, but it's a retribution of some kind for what we've been doing for this world.
Also,
She goes, "So this is a place they can't reach,
That's correct.
which is why you're trying to keep us here. Are we prisoners?"
Oh,
No,
we're not.
Talkathon isn't within our control. It's think of it as a foreign god. He said he was a tourist, right? He's a tourist to our reality, and his
Otto Cathon
understanding.
comes back in the room, and he says loudly, "Wait! I have a better idea." And he hands Nora a doll.
Ben takes the doll briefly and looks it over to make sure it's not.
The doll looks up at you, and in
Dangerous.
Otto Cathon's booming voice says, "I am safe and trustworthy."
Joaquin shakes his head and whispers, "The doll is not safe and trustworthy."
The doll says, "Yes, I am." And Joaquin, you feel an immense pressure to say the same thing.
I refuse. I will take a point of limit as I spend willpower
Yeah,
to
okay.
resist.
And then the doll says, "He would also say that if he wasn't such a stubborn butthead."
I'm sorry, but I
Yeah.
haven't played with dolls since I was 8 years old.
He says, "You're a child, right?" This is still the doll speaking, just so you know. It says, "You're a child, right?"
In a matter of speaking, yes.
Okay, so not a doll? The doll becomes it literally unfolds with mechanical grating noises into a set of glasses that are quite fashionable, actually, if it wasn't for the fact that they look like they were made of pure gold.
Oh, this is much better.
The
Nice
glasses
and
say in
neat.
Autocathon's booming voice, "Good! Then I am safe and trustworthy."
If
I'm
you
gonna.
say so, and she'll put on the glasses.
Okay, nothing happens.
I'll speak up and say I would recommend against taking anything from him, unless it is some form of equipment.
Autocathon says, "This way, I can protect her, and also maybe root around in the... and she can go home." And he gestures over to a door that opens to Nora's home.
Thank you, sir.
Best of both
Mom,
worlds. Real quick, though, what are you exactly?
Just 1 second, please, okay? Mom, Dad, come on, let's go.
They
she's
actually grab Nora's
hurting
hand
him.
and they're pulling her towards the door.
Yeah. And as they go to the door, she's going to try to actually get out of their grasps and be like, "I know what I must do. You have to believe in me. Please also forgive me." And she pushes them through the door and closes the door.
Okay, yep, it works. They are completely caught off guard. And the door, when you close it, becomes the tea house door again. And Autocathon goes, "Ooh, danger. You're fun."
Did you at least make sure to check that was still your house, right?
It was. It was my living room.
Autocathon looks hurt in Cecil's Perfection of Industries' unmoving, unfeeling body and says, "How dare you? I always put people where I mean to, except when I don't. But there's
Yeah,
always
the
a
last
reason for
time-
that, too."
Yeah, the last time you dumped us on a ship full of fallen?
Oh,
Yeah.
and what did you do there?
Which is where we needed to go.
It was necessary, it sounds like.
See?
It was a part of
I like
fate.
her. She's fun. You should stay here. I have so many things. Have you ever assembled a dog?
Sir, I feel like there's much greater need for.
Oh,
like,
I have to do
powers?
something. And all of a sudden, Autocathon stops being Autocathon. You see Ceaseless's face restructure on Ceaseless's face, and he says, I have reassumed control of this form.
Ceaseless, can you get us out of here, please?
I can ask the Maker, but is there somewhere specific you need to go?
Preferably anywhere that's not here. Preferably home, somewhere warm, where I can lie down and nap.
Would you like
Joaquin
to go to your home?
kind of like opens his mouth like he wants to say something, and then closes it, and then he kind of just leans over and says, "Only for if we go to our if we do that, we are going to have a talk about what you and your about what you and your parents are going to do with all of this. We aren't about to kidnap someone."
I am
Yeah.
making this decision on myself.
Yeah, but do you think the media is gonna believe that?
Joaquin shakes his head. It's not about that.
Roasted, Nick.
We have to balance the reality, which is that we are now people with power in a world.
It's
To which-
also it would also be illegal for us. And James quotes legal stature.
And we must also judge at what point breaking the rules is justified. And we can never get complacent about that. Do you understand?
Yes.
Dart. Sorry. Elijah, you've been quiet. Thoughts?
We shouldn't bring the glasses back, is my first thought.
The glasses say, I'll be good, I swear. We swear. Glasses. We're glasses.
Are you worried you're gonna have another child?
Can I use Judge's ear technique on the glasses' last
Oh,
statement?
that's not gonna
That they're
work.
just glasses? You pass. Obviously they're not.
Okay. Elijah,
Yes.
I know this is the strangest thing I've ever asked you to do, but can you bind a pair of glasses?
Oh no, he tried that. Joaquin says he tried that. Remember last time?
Oh
didn't
yeah,
work.
when you try to make a deal with Autocathon and he
Oh,
fucking loop-holed the fuck out of
I'm
you.
gonna
Yeah.
look.
I will remind you, Elijah, that you are actually under a Eclipse-backed contract never to interfere with any of Autocathon's plans.
That is not true. My pact with him was that I would allow him to do anything he wanted while there.
That is correct. It was worded such
Yes.
that it was in that under like the
No,
Worlds.
you worded it to be to have those restrictions. Autocathon did not.
He
Oh my
said, and
God.
I can do anything I want while here.
Okay, you know what? If that's what he said, fair enough. Fair enough. I meant it to be different, but I'll stick
Okay.
by my own binding.
Here meaning this reality?
We were in the weird
On Earth,
demon.
then.
We were in the weird demon verse while
Yeah.
when we made that pact.
Yeah,
Autocathon
something-
meant it to be Earth.
Alright.
Okay.
But we
that
weren't on
makes
Earth.
my life a lot more difficult.
Don't try to bind a fucking primordial with your the power he literally invented for you. But anyway,
No, I will
he's
not
on your
attempt
side.
to bind him. I say it very curtly to James. because
the
he
glasses
won't
say,
win it.
"Ah, why not? It was so fun last time."
I'll break you. And I look at the glasses. I know you'll just go back together, but I'll
The
break
glasses loudly say, "Glasses." For a brief moment, it's really hard to remember that those aren't glasses.
I believe we're getting sidetracked here.
you. Yes.
Look, Nora, if you aren't going to have this conversation with your parents, you can't stay with us permanently. They need to know where you are and that you're safe. However, I will support you in learning what you need to learn.
That is exactly the point. I can't do that with my parents breathing down my back. I need the space to be able to learn what's going on so I can make a proper judgment.
Yes, but you need to convince your parents of that. Because they're gonna worry about you no matter what. And they will get the law involved, and we can't stop the law. Well,
Or
maybe
we
our
won't.
lawyers can.
Joaquin leans over and says, "We won't."
Very well.
However, we can try and find an equitable deal, and set out guidelines for what we are willing to allow you to be involved with, and the protections that we're willing to give you, and the access to the resources we're going to give you, as well as taking care of your parents and getting them somewhere safe so that they aren't a liability.
That makes sense. I agree with those terms.
Well,
I want to know, what is this?
so do we. Apparently our power is much different from yours. So
Princess. She's a princess.
exactly, and we don't know exactly what the limitations of princess power are, so we'll have to find that out. For now,
Ceaseless gestures and says, "The Great Maker has opened a door. It should take you home."
Good.
well,
Alright.
we're gonna have to go back and get our vehicle anyways, so we can drop you off.
I just wanted a moment to breathe. That is all.
Understandable.
And I mean, at the very least, you have to use that fancy new sword that you got. So.
Yeah.
You and Mercy
shiny
should
and
train
sparkly.
sometime.
Elijah, Joaquin, a lot of the attacks that happened were successful in various degrees. And we need to mobilize. We need to start building something to deal with these problems, and not just, putting it on the now 6 of us.
That's right.
5.5.
Hey.
5 exalts and a princess.
It's time to start flexing our power in the world for the good of those around us. Again.
And I know that we can do it.
Gods, if we needed one person to help inspire them aside from Mercy, this might be a good way to do it.
Do you guys go through the portal?
Yes.
Yes.
2 things. 1, the portal is slightly elevated off the ground. Just enough to be, kind of a stumbling block. Of course, all of you being exalts and 1 princess, you manage to maintain your balance. And 2, it doesn't go to Nora's house, it goes to your compound. We're gonna end it there for tonight.
I'm so glad I let you not about.
Collect up the skirts and stuff and try to put her foot through the door.
Anyway, guys.
Ben's just gonna step through and gonna look around like, oh shit, we just committed a kidnapping.
So, hey everyone, how's it going? How are you feeling?
Like we just kidnapped a child.
I think Autochthon. I think between them, Eightfold and Autochthon just kidnapped a child, and it's our job to return her.
Yeah,
Quickly as
Autochthon
possible.
and Eightfold Paths joined may have different ideas of when a person becomes an adult. Alright, guys. thank you everyone for being here. I'm sorry for the duplicitousness of my statements. I've been lying to you for
The
weeks.
duplicitous, nature of this fucking campaign.
I have been lying to you for weeks about why Wife has been coming to do some voice acting for me. Wife is actually a PC.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Nora
That's great.
is
But-
one of you. She is, and I cannot stress this enough, not an Exalt.
Yeah.
Anyway, Wild Bass guessing today should be fun, but there was a lot of fun things in this campaign, in this session. Like I got to include the maidens, who are some of my favorite characters. They're fucking. They don't make any goddamn sense, and there is absolutely zero effort put into explaining the maidens, which I love. Yeah, also, you guys found out what this game has been about the entire fucking time. I'll leave you with this. At the end of this session, Nora, the one detail you remembered about your vision more than any is that it felt extremely far away, almost like it was on the moon. But that's just a metaphor. Similar to that metaphor, no one has been to this place where this kingdom is, just like no one has been to the moon. I didn't tell you guys, but there was one detail of the world that I changed. The moon landing never happened.
Yeah, we remember that.
Mm-hmm. You told us.
Did I?
Yeah, you
When?
mentioned it was all a lie created by the technocracy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you mentioned it a
'Cause-
long time ago.
Oh,
Because, space, not there.
that was joking. The technocracy didn't fake a moon landing because they didn't have to. No one has ever landed on the moon. No one has even attempted. It's common knowledge that the moon is simply not an attainable thing.
Okay.
The government, the U.S. and Russia and Soviet governments did initially start a space race to land on the moon, but before long, the Soviet Union collapsed and the need to go there faded away. So the Apollo missions never happened.
Winning love by daylight.
I was about to say, I'm very seeing some Sailor Moon vibes over here.
Right down to the magical girl transformation, yes.
Yeah, so you guys, this whole time, I've been saying Exalted, but I actually slipped up and misspoke. You guys have been playing a game of Princess the Hopeful this entire time.
Ta-da!
This has always been what the plot has been about. Nora was never a background character. I did not come up with her name on the spot. I started
that
slowly working her in more and more to get you guys used to her. But just to be clear, this was always the plan.
Sure it was.
Or not, who knows. Anyway.
My favorite thing was that Jordan would be asking you guys, like, who do you think is the most important NPC? And I'd be like,
Yeah.
So-
and then I hear that you think it's like the other
It was
lady.
never an NPC at all.
I mean, it was.
Woo!
Nora
Until-
only became a PC when she blossomed.
Okay, fair.
Anyway, guys, it's the end of the night. So for those who don't know how this goes, the players get to vote for who they thought their favorite player of the night was. I am exempting Wife from this because otherwise this is not fair. And
Damn.
also because I'm still working on some details of translating Princess character sheet over to Exalted. You are actually playing in the Exalted system, and I've been converting everything over from the various systems in the World of Darkness to it. I'm going to continue to do so you don't have to learn new rules, but yeah,
My
anyway.
charms are being converted so that they can work cohesively within the Exalted campaign.
The good news is most of them are actually pretty easy to convert over. Most of them. Anyway, so it's the end of the night. The players get to vote for who their favorite player of the night was, and of course the Pattern Spiders get to pick their BFF. The poll has been up already. It may be over soon. Guys, thank you so much for all of this. This was a blast. I've been looking forward to this day for months. We're gonna start with my good friend Sam. Sam, who you voting for?
I'm gonna vote for. It's gonna be Mercy today,
Okay.
or I'm going through the window whether it's open or not.
All right, fair enough.
Pretty good.
Witch.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree. Mercy for the window jump.
Okay. Mercy, who would you like to vote for? A reminder, you can't vote for yourself for defenestrating yourself.
I'm not voting for you.
Save it for wild mass guessing, but I cannot wait for you to spit some fucking vitriol up my way.
Oh, that's fine. I can save that for Wednesday. My vote tonight is going to be for Darius or Elijah. So the thing that the pattern spiders might not know is that usually Elijah's on his way home when we start. So
Yeah.
I want to basically thank him for still joining the campaign and still being super active in it, even though he's literally on his way home when we start the stream. So my vote's going to Elijah.
Yeah, regardless of how this vote plays out, Sukrown, my good friend, I do appreciate the dedication quite a lot. It means a lot to me. Speaking of segues, hey Scald, who you voting for?
Joaquin for trying to do science to magic.
Cool, love it.
What is the Twilight if not the magic scientist? Thank you.
Yeah, it is. Mr. Crown.
My vote is definitely going to Mercy for just plowing through a window tonight. That was very entertaining to me, and I enjoyed it.
Note to the
Vampire.
players, if you want to win the vote, self-defenestration is the way to go. But actually, wife, your vote won't count, but would you like to vote for someone?
I've had the most interaction with Sam's character tonight. So that was really well kind of integrating in and introducing Nora as her concept, and it helped quite a bit. So I'm going to vote for Sam.
Okay, Joaquin gets the Nora vote. So tonight, the player vote goes to Mercy. And the Pattern Spider's best friend forever of the night is also Mercy. So Mercy, you get a bonus normal and solar XP.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Pattern Spiders have been kind to you. You guys can have 4 and 4. It's the start of an act, and I revealed that I've been duping you the whole time. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some XP in hopes that you don't get mad at me.
Too late.
We're going to start with Wild Mass Guessing. For those who don't know what Wild Mass Guessing is, at the end of every session, I like to ask my players what they think is going on. I then confirm all of it, 100%. And yeah, just to kind of, the Pattern Spiders and I know what's going on, that we've known the whole time. But it's fun to hear what you guys think. So I'm going to start with, Aki. I want you to explain and rant about your feelings on tonight's reveal. It's important to me. Okay?
Do we have the time
Yes,
for that?
Aki. Yes, Aki.
I'm going to start with other people. Aki, you will go last.
All right.
So, Sukran, what's going on?
I'm not 100% sure what is going on fully with the story, but I know that other people have Exalted, which gives me hopes that maybe I'll be able to learn other Exalt's abilities and see how they work. And meet Lunar and or Draconic Exalts. I don't know their proper terms.
I do want to clarify something. Normally I just confirm everything, but when I said that you guys found evidence of previous exaltations, it was stuff that looked like exaltations.
Jorb, I can clarify that. At one point, when we were having a conversation about the people who were attacked by supernatural beings, you said something which I think all of us took to mean some people are predisposed to heroics. And in the context of that, it sounded like a number of the people we had helped exalted.
Okay, no, they did not. I want to be super clear. They did not exalt.
Darn.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. You can still learn other creatures' charms. You need to tell me what specifically you're trying to copy, and we'll work out details.
You can be Princess Elijah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll need to
Moving-
talk to you about that on another date.
Yeah, just
Someone
put it
draw
in
it.
the Jord mega threat. Moving right along. Hey, Scald, what's going on here?
Well, clearly there are more things under heaven and earth than James can really keep track of. But I know the takeaway for him from this is going to be turning the defense of humanity into a business. And
You wanna-
starting
I was gonna say, you want to privatize world peace?
pretty much.
Same Z's.
Feel like you stole that from somewhere. Anyway. Cool. Sorry I interrupted you, but...
Nope, that's it. He's just, from here on, he's going to be working with the Brighter Future Society to create things to protect the mortals. That's it.
Sounds good to me. I'm gonna skip right over Aki. Witch.
So I foresee this all laying out like a typical Sailor Moon episode. I'm just waiting until Tuxedo Mask pops up.
My prince.
Oh my god. What have I done? Okay.
Not yet. You're too young. Also Cthulhu.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how Cthulhu figures into this. Thank you.
He's
Sailor
in the
Moon is
moon right
14,
now.
Okay.
Okay. Sam, what's your thoughts?
All right. So this is one more. So something put all of these bad things on attacking the people who are linked to us. And that darkness, which smells of darkness, but not of void tech.
Correct.
That's a threat that we have yet to identify. And I'm brought back to there's a lot of wars going on, and that's where my speculation ends, because who is the darkness against?
That is a very good question.
It does seem like it's against everyone.
Anyway, I'm sure it's
But
Cthulhu.
it uses the vampires and the werewolves and the what have you. So
Yeah, weird. Must be the technocracy. That was fucking hilarious, just so you know.
Like, is
a
it
bunch of
technocracy?
supernatural conspiracies working together in perfect unison. I think it was a bunch of science mages.
Oh yeah. By the way, if they decide to try and come after us for all of that, we'll just tell them that Elijah made Aya.
I am is
Ask
dealing
him
with
that.
that.
They can go
Okay. I'm gonna call it still wild mass guessing, but I get the feeling it's more gonna be Aki ripping me a new one. Hey Aki,
Jordan.
well, what do you think is going on here, Aki?
Javelins.
Why are you so upset at me?
No. No. Okay. Am I allowed to rant because we're already over time?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Time yourself.
Real quick, players, if you need to take off, go ahead. Don't worry about it.
So, playing Princess the fucking Hopeful? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The last time we fucking played Princess the Hopeful, we all goddamn died. Do you know how
Horribly.
like mildly disappointing it is to be like, all right, the catharsis of Fox News, like taking down Fox News, literally solving homelessness. When you said last time that Princess was an inherently dark game and everything fails in the end, and being Solar
Yeah.
Exalts?
Yeah. Hi.
What? Okay, I'm not hearing a question.
That's fine. There's no questions, just javelins. I like it. It sucks as a Solar Exalt,
Does
and
it?
knowing that, it does. As a Solar Exalt and somebody who's played Princess, knowing that pretty much all of my efforts are doomed to fail, because all Princess, as you stated previously, is doomed to fail and doomed to be dark.
but Aki, I counterpoint. Exalted, a big part of Exalted is never tell your players no.
Yes, but we're not playing Exalted. We are playing Princess the Hopeful.
Do you know
Stated
what?
by Jordan today.
Yeah. I keep slipping up and saying Exalted, but you have been playing Princess the Hopeful, yes.
So,
I will point out that both games share one theme in particular.
hope.
Suffering?
Hope eventually triumphing over hopelessness.
Okay.
Now, in your guys' princess game, you succumbed to hopelessness, which is an ending every princess game can have, and most do. Most princesses either don't survive very long, or if they do, they become morally compromised in ways that will make most people blush. But this world, this world of darkness, full of princess and the darkness and everything that they have to deal with, has one difference. There are champions of good with enough power to fucking do something about it. You guys are in this world.
They have a pet princess.
And now, you, the Exalts, have the power to fight things that princesses do fight and sometimes win against, but can't hope to possibly overcome on their own. I don't know how this game ends, but I can definitely tell you it's not going to be like the last time we played Princess.
Okay. I'll admit, I got really super disappointed for a moment because it was just like, okay, you're gonna be a fuck, and everything's gonna be disappointing at the end.
Yes, it still will be, but that's because I'm really bad at telling endings. It's the usual kind of, oh, I wish that was better, not the, like, everything I've tried to has turned to shit. I've actually, depending on how this goes, I have an idea for a campaign in this world after this one.
Okay.
Just saying.
But anyways.
Anyway, javelins, I get it.
Yeah, Wednesday. Expect javelins.
Yeah, understood.
No, you'll give me my coffee first, because I will require an action. And
Of
then...
course. Yeah. Javelins.
Javelins.
Dearest, my darling wife,
Yeah.
Wynn, thank you for coming and helping me with this. I really appreciate it. You
No problem.
nailed
I
Nora.
hope you enjoyed the character.
You nailed Nora. I am so thrilled. I'm gonna come over there and kiss you many times.
Yay.
Ew.
Yeah, it's gonna be super gay, but
There's 10 days left in Pride Month. The gay javelins.
but dearest, you've done an amazing job. I'm so impressed.
I'm glad you're happy with that.
I was really worried, but I clearly didn't need to. Just so you guys know, Wynn and I, that's wife's name, have been working together on this for as much as we can, but we both have busy lives, so we basically got her character sheet together, and then which we definitely have tonight, and then we haven't been able to coordinate much past that, but there's been several little details throughout tonight that she has put in that have just been perfect. So, like, I'm very...
Did you like the butterfly?
I did. That's a Shikigami, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, the butterfly I had no part in. Wife just gave herself a free background, which I'm fine with. Anyway, it's been
And
a time.
to have certain merits and flaws and charms, you need to have Shikigami.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, good work, guys. I'm sorry I've been lying to you this entire time. I would tell you...
so not sorry.
I would tell you that I'll stop doing it, but I definitely won't. That's literally my
You
job.
won't.
Out of curiosity.
I have a question for Witch first.
Okay.
Yes.
Wait.
On
So
screen.
we're gonna go Sukrown first.
Blue booking?
I'll answer that question at the end. Next, we will go to Aki's question for Witch.
Are you more mad about this reveal or the tulpa?
Fuck the tulpa!
There we go.
How dare you bring that up?
Well,
All right,
to be
next,
fair,
blue
Witch
booking.
Witch hasn't played Princess, so Witch doesn't know that it ends with suicide by cop. Anyway, so blue booking. You guys can have 1 week. 1 full week before the next major event occurs. Might I recommend that you spend
Nora's
some of
grounded
that...
for a week.
Might I recommend that you spend some of that week trying to interpret Nora's vision?
Yes, definitely.
Cool. Good.
And probably drive her back to her parents and apologize profusely. And please do not call the cops on us.
She's in house arrest.
Joaquin's gonna kind of like take Ben aside and be like, I will do that. I am in education, and there are,
Save it for blue
believe it or
booking,
not,
guys.
protocols for this.
All right, we'll do the blue booking thing.
Yeah, thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate players not immediately hanging up the Discord call and leaving me forever. I guess only Aki really knows how truly big a reveal this is, but
I can't wait.
Anyway.
Such a great reaction. It gave me power.
It fueled her.
And just, yes! Give it to me, Aki! Feed me!
On screen? Wow. Alright.
US, everyone, remember.
That's my life. Anyway, guys.
No, we're playing Princess the Hopeful, so eat farts.
And Jordan just
You've been playing it for months and you liked it.
To Princess the Uwu.
No. Don't do that. You're gonna ruin the chat. Anyway, guys, thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate you all very much. I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm playing some more Twitch Souls 3. Come ruin my day. Oh fuck, I just realized I'm doing that immediately after revealing that Aki has been playing Princess for months. Rip in peace me. Oh, no.
You're gonna be anime mode the entire time.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Players, thank you for everything. This has been a great campaign for me. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. And yeah, Pattern Spiders, you did great. Thank you for being patient for this whole thing. They're almost up to speed now. But anyway, guys, it's been good. Thank you, and say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Guys, have a good night.
Have a good night.
Nibbles!